Oh, hey. What's going on? My Beacon 100 in the chat writes, Sid, talk about a Brad Treliving replacement. As far as I can see, there are only two legitimate options. Doug Armstrong, who's leaving the St. Louis Blues, and me. Hit the countdown.
It's the sickest podcast. Tune in for the audio, or you can even watch back. Giving players all the props, or put them on blast. We don't give no hot takes, only talk facts.
We're giving all our devotion, riding high on this wave of emotion. Going all out, yeah, cause this is our time. No, ain't no stopping us till we reach the finish line. All in, we came here to win. We're gonna give everything. S-I-C-K on the run. S-I-C-K, sick, sick. On fire, we're ready to fight. We'll bring the house down tonight. S-I-C-K on the run. S-I-C-K, sick, sick.
Play it on the car ride, play it when you lounge. X and O, you know that we can hold it down. Shout out to my man Sammy, got it off the ground. And to all the listeners tuned in right now, got debates, analysis, and speculation. This is sports talk for the new generation. You know where to find us, got a reputation. Sick podcast, your number one sports destination.
We're giving all our devotion, riding high on this wave of emotion. Going all out, yeah, cause this is our time. No, ain't no stopping us till we reach the finish line. All in, we came here to win. We're gonna give everything. S-I-C-K on the run. S-I-C-K, sick, sick. On fire, we're ready to fight. We'll bring the house down tonight. S-I-C-K on the run. S-I-C-K, sick, sick.
S-I-C-K is the sickest podcast. Tune in for the audio, or you can even watch back. Giving players all the props, or put them on blast. We don't give no hot takes, only talk back. S-I-C-K, 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 S-I-C-K.
All in, we came here to win. We're gonna give everything. S-I-C-K on the run. S-I-C-K, sick, sick.
You are now listening to The Sid Seixeiro Show. Powered by Sick Media, the sickest Toronto sports show. Now, here's your host, Sid.
What's up? It's a Sid Seixeiro Show powered by Sick Media. My name is Sid. If it wasn't, this would all be weird. It's Tuesday, March 3rd. It's basically April. Couple things I saw today on the way in made me smile, made my heart flutter. First thing, between now and the end of this month, March, we're going to gain 90 minutes of daylight in our days. Woo! How does that sound? You don't like daylight? You don't like life. I'm all about that. And I know most of you driving home probably have the sun in your face in a violent way. That's half dangerous. Deal with it. Because that means warm weather's coming, Jack. Let's go. The other thing I saw, if you're in Southern Ontario, Friday, 7 degrees. Saturday, 14 degrees. Monday, 11 degrees. I'm walking around my neighborhood in a thong. I'm doing it. It's going to be warm. It's going to be amazing. Turning the corner. We're getting there. This winter has been a constant kick in the groin. Constant. We're getting through it. It's fine. I'll get my car washed eventually properly. We'll all get there together. Great to see you. We're live on X. We're live on YouTube. We're growing every day, and we appreciate you. A couple of chat comments here off of YouTube. Bex the Legend writes, how many stick meals did you buy, Sid? Can I have a McDavid? For those not watching, there's stuff on the desk. I'll get to it in a bit. Sean of the Yukon also writes, we have achieved desk knickknacks. This show is legit. It's so true. You can't have a show anymore without a knickknack. We got some nice knickknacks today. I'll get to all of that momentarily. And it's an exciting one here on the Sid Seixeiro Show, powered by Sick on this Tuesday. We have a lot to discuss. I do want to acknowledge the blood moon that was in the sky early this morning in southern Ontario. It's a moon that looks like the blood. If you prick the moon, will it bleed its own blood? The answer is yes. So if you were walking around early, like 5:30 local, I used to work a shift where this was like a normal time for me, maybe not anymore. The blood moon was out in full force around certain parts of the world and definitely in the Toronto area. What is a blood moon? It's an eclipse. It means the Earth, us, is between the sun and... No, that's not how it works. No, that's not how it works at all. So the moon is between the sun and the earth, and there's a shadow. That's what it is. That's what it is, I think. Anyway, the bottom line is it's a blood moon, and it's red, and it's kind of menacing. And if you're a Leaf fan looking up at that, it's rather fitting. The bleeding has begun. This organization is hemorrhaging from multiple fronts, and they haven't picked up a Band-Aid since July of last year. They're like, let's see where this goes. Let's see how we can fight through this. So the bleeding is happening on the ice. Get to that in a second. The bleeding in terms of draft picks and capital, I'll get to that in a second. But I know it's bad when my Twitter account starts getting busy. That is also hemorrhaging. And I'm taking friendly fire. This show is taking friendly fire. I got a tweet today from the one and only Tony Marinaro. Tony Marinaro, the Sick Podcast with Tony Marinaro, the best Montreal Canadiens podcast in the world, one of the best hockey podcasts in the country. And Tony's also busy as hell doing a show in French every day, a podcast in French, podcast in English, 2 in Spanish on the weekend, 1 in Portuguese. I don't know how he does it, but he does it. One of the hardest working guys in the business, Tony Marinaro of Sick Media. He found the time in his very busy schedule, thank you, Azo, for putting that up, to write the following. Good morning, Sid. How are things in Toronto? And it's a quote tweet, and underneath it are a bunch of dates and numbers. Let me read you some of the numbers. Leaf fans, you'll find this interesting. Days since the last Leaf Stanley Cup, 21,501. Days since you lost to a Zamboni driver in net, 2,211. Days since winning a game, 27. Good to see you too, Tony. Good to see you too. Like, it's not a fair fight right now. If anyone wants to go after the Leafs, I'm not the guy to defend them. But I will share this with the world. None of what I just read is incorrect. None of it. Zero. That's not the only thing I got today on Twitter that kind of made me go, whoa. Don't run it yet, Azo. Let me set the scene. I got this from a listener and a viewer named Peter. And it's basically a hockey news cover from 2018 that I think Leaf fans have either forgotten or would like to forget. And Peter just captioned it with, those were the days. This is the cover. 2018 hockey news. I was sent this today. And the title is Future Watch. with Marner, Matthews, and Nylander on the cover. And the caption reads, "Plan the parade. Toronto will win the Stanley Cup. It's only a matter of when and how many." Woo! Some of the other headlines at the bottom, kind of stories of the day, are funny. It's cut off. I cut it off myself. But there's a story: better goalie, Ilya Samsonov or Carter Hart? Walk away from that. But the visual, like let this breathe here, Azo. This is the visual of young Matthews. Marner always looks the same. He doesn't change. And young-ish William Nylander is quite striking to me. And as we bring it from 2018 to 2026, the body of work that we now have on these three together is interesting. And without Marner, it's even more interesting. And last night, Tony alluded to it in his quote tweet. The Toronto Maple Leafs kind of lost again. It's now 4 straight losses out of the break. You can bring it back here, Azo, if you want, sir. I demand to be in the big box. Last night it's true. I demand. And it's a shocking thing when the Leafs play a lot better than they've been playing. And that hockey game was like someone punching my eyes for 2.5 hours. That was awful. That was awful. I'll give the last 3 minutes of overtime and a shootout some love because it was kind of exciting. The rest of the game was trash. Unmitigated trash. And the Leafs count that as an improvement. What is the line from Nylander last night? I swear to God, it was along this narrative. Nylander said, "Today was a step in the right direction." Sorry. I threw up in my mouth a little bit.
They got a point.
They did get a point. They need more.
They need less.
They need more. Do they need more or less? Good point. Jeff has a party. Was that a good thing for the Leafs? That was like, it's typical Leafs. It wasn't good. It wasn't bad. It wasn't anything you wanted. The Tank Nation didn't want the point. We can still make it. Nations like, we need another point. Guys, I got news for you. I got news for you. And I believe this was Bruce Garriock of the Ottawa Sun who threw this out yesterday. The Leafs began March 8 points out of a playoff spot. The only team since 2005 to make the playoffs more than 5 points out by March the 1st were the Sens of 2005, the Andrew Hammond Hamburglar, easy for me to say, years. That's the last team to do it. The Hamburglar did it for the Sens in 2005. If on March the 1st you are not within 5 points, you are nobody. You are absolutely nobody. Those of you who still think this is happening with the Leafs need to get way more educated on how the National Hockey League works because they're not making the playoffs, nor should they. That's just the math of it. And a lot of things developed last night. A lot of things were happening. Brendan writes in, as a Blackhawks fan first, Leafs fan second, love the show, Sid. Thanks, Brendan. Appreciate it. Your intro song is the best. Thanks. Appreciate it. Keep doing your thing. Look, a lot of positivity there.
There it is.
Look at that. You know what? I should try it sometimes. Positivity is nice.
It's almost spring.
It's almost spring. Things are feeling good.
The blood moon's got everyone acting weird.
Well, yeah, everyone's acting weird for sure. And with the trade deadline coming up Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern, Leaf fans are kind of freaking out as to what may or may not happen. But the one storyline that really kind of has picked up the last 24, 48 hours, I didn't see it coming. I knew it was going to get hairy for Austin Matthews coming back to town. I understood that. But I didn't realize where this is kind of going. And I want to first focus on last night. Because Matthews had 8 shots on goal against Philly, like he was trying. No one can say he wasn't trying. But he's now gone 8 straight games without a goal. Austin Matthews, $13.25 million. Technically, only Draisaitl and Kaprizov make more in this league, and Kaprizov's deal hasn't even kicked in yet. So technically, Austin's the second highest paid player in hockey. Second. Makes more than McDavid. Makes more than McKinnon. 8 straight games without a goal. And I know he just won the gold medal, and I know the narrative is, okay, maybe this changes him. Maybe he sees the Leafs through a different lens. Maybe he says, F it, and I'm going to take control and enough with the passing and being nice to everyone. I'm going to get a bit of a mean streak here all around. And I'm watching that game last night, and he's giving it a go. He's giving it a go. But if you're paying a guy $13.25 million in overtime, when you get the puck in this position against Dan Vladar, and for those in the listening audience, how do I say this? Austin's open with the puck in the slot. No one's around. It's Austin Matthews and Dan Vladar. Dan Vladar is such a bad goaltender, he couldn't stay in Calgary. Okay? He's awful. He is an awful goaltender. I'm sure he's a nice guy, I think. I don't care. I don't care if professional athletes are nice guys. But Matthews in that moment could not put the game away. And I'm like, what is happening here? What is happening here? Because there were moments with the USA where he passed up open shots in front of that net. He wasn't the catalyst. He wasn't the tip of the American spear on that team. We all know who was. 8 straight games without a goal. I'm not saying it. I don't care if the Leafs make the playoffs. I think it's bad for them actually to make the playoffs this year. But he can't look like that. He cannot look like that. Like, that's what Max Domi does. Just run around and kind of shoot a lot and try. And Nick Robertson and other guys who don't have his skill set. That game needs to end. Asshole, put it back up, please. Put it back up. End the game, man. That's not Ron Hextall. End the game. What are you doing? But he didn't. And the Leafs lost, and whatever. They're in Jersey tomorrow night. But, like, what is happening with this kid in this uniform in this town? Like, what is happening? And I'm looking at it from just a hockey sense. Strictly a hockey sense. What's happening now is others are broadening the discussion. And there's some big voices in this market, Jeff O'Neill, chief among them, for sure, who went down a road yesterday that I was not expecting. And he brought up Brady Tkachuk as well and just said, with everything going on around both of these American captains in Ontario, he could see a world where they both ask out come the offseason. And I'm like, the Brady thing I can see because the Rangers noise was pretty strong a while ago. Like, there have been American markets trying to rein him in for probably 48 months. Safe to say. It's not fair to Ottawa in their market, but it is what it is. But in terms of Matthews, I like Jeff O'Neill a lot because he says stuff. I respect people that say stuff on air, especially people who've played. There's not a lot of them. And he's good. I'm still in this seat. I haven't wrapped my head around that one yet. Brady, I could see. I haven't wrapped my head around Austin. Because if that were to have taken place, or will take place, like, remember what the Leafs did for Austin Matthews, okay? They said to him, okay, we'll make you the highest paid player in the league. We need you to commit to 8 years. And he said, no. I'll commit to 4. And the Leafs said, fine. We'll still make you the highest paid player in the league. I want to explain to some of you how it works. If you make someone the highest paid anything of anything, you better commit. And you better put the signature on the paper for an extended period of time. Because I'm not just paying you to be the captain when it's easy with 69 goals. I'm paying you to be the captain when things get hard, when things get difficult. That's what I'm paying you for. Guys like Quinn Hughes run. I'm paying you for, this is a marriage for better or for worse. That's what that contract is. So Austin Matthews might not be happy. He might be telling people privately this, that, or the other. I'm not sure. But the Toronto Maple Leafs have bent over backwards to make this guy comfortable. Bent over backwards. And the second they catch wind, he's not happy in a serious way, they need to confront him immediately and deal with it. Because the organization cannot lose what self-respect they have left. They lost that with Shanahan and how he dealt with the guys. That was trashed a long time ago. Oh, don't worry, guys. We're not trading you. Ignore what I said in the presser today. Love you, Mitch. Love you, Austin. Don't do that. You have lost all self-respect. No one on that ice is playing like they're scared. There are players in the trade ether that I watched last night that you would think have 8-year contracts. 8-year contracts. And I'm tired of the Easton Cowan stuff. There's people upset Easton Cowan got 8 minutes last night against Philly. He's not important right now. Relax. At his peak, he might not get 14 in this league. You don't know what this kid is. Relax. The priority is not Easton Cowan. The priority is what the hell is going on with the second highest paid player in the league and maybe get some assets back. That's the priority. Nylander's Nylander. Tavares, he's going to stay old and get older. I got news for you. Because that's how that works. That's age. I'm not breaking news. But if Matthews one day looks at the organization and says, I'm done, they need to bring the jet to the tarmac like Babcock and send him wherever he wants. Because they've given this guy everything. Everything. He did not commit for a second longer than 4 years, and they gave him everything. That's not how it's supposed to go. But the Leafs were fine with it. The organization needs to develop a backbone. They did it with Bo Bichette. They got to start doing it with all their players. Ed Rogers, Tony Staffieri, everybody. It will help you long term. Believe me. Believe me. Because the Matthews discourse, I still can't wrap my head around that he would be unhappy and want to leave. I'm not there yet. If it does happen, take care, brother. I don't think the biggest hockey market in the world has to beg for anybody. I know it's a joke how long it's been for a Stanley Cup in the city of Toronto. At some point, you have to have some pride in who you are and who you could be. You cannot be controlled by players who haven't won anything in the National Hockey League from a team standpoint anymore. You cannot be controlled by that. Personally, I think Austin's going to stick around. I don't think he's going to bail on this. I really don't. But the Leafs have to be very careful and diligent on this. And if they let it sit and Marner 2.0 happens again in a much more serious way, then that entire corporate layout about how the Leafs have been run for like 20 years, 25 years longer needs to be looked at. Because you're a step behind on everything. And it can't happen anymore. Can't happen. Jeff has a party. Good afternoon.
Hey, good afternoon.
How you doing, brother?
I'm all right. How are you?
I don't think Austin wants out.
No?
I don't think he wants out. I understand the argument.
We got the reports from Friedge before the Olympic break that they approached him, right? And he's okay and he's committed. Like, I just don't know how much this losing changes things.
No, but it's a valid point you brought up in that the Leafs didn't sit on their hands on that.
Right.
When things started to get off the rails after the 5-game homestand where nobody cared about anything, and they honored Mitch Marner for being a great Leaf, and it was just so heartwarming. It was just so. Thank you, Leafs in-game ops for that. It was just so touching. Somebody went to Austin quick. It sounds like, and I don't know if it was Keith or I don't know who it was, but they need to. They need to. They just can't sit here anymore and act like everything's fine. And I applaud that. So now are we getting false reports? Who knows?
No, I don't think Austin's like that. I don't think it's false.
No, I don't think it is.
But
either.
when you start to examine the future of this team, like, what is it? It's not good.
Well,
so does he want to waste his career here?
But he's won a Hart Trophy, he's won goal scoring titles. Like, it hasn't been a complete waste of a career.
Right, but he just saw going to the Olympics. If he's just another guy on the team and they can win, isn't that better?
He could there is the feeling watching him in the Olympic setting. Like, he's a way better version of Kessel if you get him out of here. Right. Do you want that to be your legacy?
And the other weird thing is they just gave him the C. Like, this is his second season as captain?
Great point.
Like, that's weird. Can you walk away after 2 years wearing the C?
I mean, athletes nowadays can walk away from a lot of situations.
It's true. But we're not the only ones saying this. Like, apparently it's making the rounds now.
It's getting out there. Did you tell me you came across, like, there are betting sites that have the Austin Matthews? I
saw this article today from somebody from the LA Kings, flagged it, that the Kings have emerged as a betting favorite to land Team USA captain Austin Matthews at NHL trade deadline. Now, this doesn't mean it's going to happen. It's just a betting site putting some stuff up. But it's pretty interesting that those odds are now out there. They don't put those odds out there for nothing.
Dutchie in the chat should have never given him the C. I don't know about that.
Yeah.
I got news for you. Tavares wasn't lighting it up as a captain on this team.
Right.
Like when you walk into a dressing room over and over again and the guy's just not saying anything, it's a little weird.
But who is their captain?
It's a little weird.
Yeah.
No, but I don't listen. I'm not in the Leafs room. I don't know. I can imagine what the Leafs room is like, and it's a pretty awkward place because it's been like that for 9 years. There is no alpha dog in the room. We've seen that. Now it can go the other way, and then you got JT Miller running around lighting everything on fire. We'll get to the Canuck situation and kind of how that played out over the last 3 years in a second. But I don't think giving Austin the captaincy was a bad idea. I think they had reached their limit with Tavares as the voice.
They could have done it sooner.
Maybe they could have done it sooner. Yeah. But I don't point to that. The Kings, though, as the even money favorite to land Matthews,
pretty crazy.
Let's suss this out here.
I like.
Let's figure this out
because it does kind of make sense to me.
If you get a call from, remember, Ken Holland, the ruiner of all teams outside of Detroit, is running the LA Kings,
and they just fired their coach.
They're not
in a playoff position, right?
DJ's right now, no. They're not.
But they need a new identity. They just got bounced by one of the leagues.
Sorry.
Two of the leagues.
Hold on a second. That prop on that website for Matthews is for this trade deadline?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
So they're ahead of, here's how it goes. The Kings are first, 1-1. Dallas Stars, Anaheim Ducks, Minnesota Wild, San Jose Sharks round out the top 5.
Okay, there's zero. Let me make this very clear.
Okay. I know.
There's zero chance Austin Matthews gets traded between now and Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern. That's insanity.
The Kings are trying to make moves, man. They're looking for a new identity.
Let them make all the moves they want. Okay, Kings, Quentin Byfield, 5 first-rounders.
Yeah, what if they come? Then does Tree Living have to go to Austin with them?
Well, that's the thing.
At what point does Tree actually have to examine if he gets a call on Matthews? Why wouldn't somebody call and just see?
Listen, the problem with that scenario is if anyone... Austin Matthews has a firm no movement, obviously. Right. Cannot be traded, sent to the minors, or waived without Austin is in complete. He gave them 4 years commitment and is in complete control of this.
Yeah, but LA's not a bad place to go.
Thanks,
Don't be a
Brendan.
Superstar there.
Thanks, Brendan.
There's some people in the chat saying.
Thanks, Brendan.
Joe Giroux put it up here. You got a lot of
Joe
people
Giroux.
saying this
Thanks,
now.
Brendan.
Yeah.
I'm saying this every show until I see shirts at Scotiabank Arena. By the way, some empty seats behind the net for the shootout.
I noticed that too.
I think it felt like they were there to start the game. They weren't there they were beating traffic on the way out.
Of course.
Someone turned to someone next to them and said, "Do we really care who wins between the Flyers and the Leafs? Let's get out of here."
Yeah.
That's what they're saying to each other. There is zero
But what I'm saying, the Kings just fired their coach. They've been bounced from the playoffs by 2 superstars. They're looking for their own guy to compete in a very crowded Western Conference. Why wouldn't they throw everything at him and see if they can get him? What if they did?
I'm not saying in the offseason or the following offseason someone is going to figure out or try and tickle the Austin tree and see what falls out of it. Because he only has 2 years left
Right.
after this year. He's Brady Tkachuk.
And if a new GM comes in, he has to have that conversation with him again.
But I don't think it's this Friday.
No.
Come on, man.
I know.
And if it is this Friday, Byfield, 5 picks. I'm upping it.
That's
Byfield, 5 picks. I know we want to hear it. Ken, shut up. Do I have my 5 picks or not? What do the Kings even have to offer? Let's go down this road.
But do you think Willie has to get traded before Austin?
I would have traded Willie when he held out
No, I know you would.
like 8 years ago
Yeah.
or 7 years ago, whatever it was. Like I would have dealt with that in the moment. I'm
Wouldn't
very
that be
clear.
amazing though if they went that way and just because honestly, I don't see who's getting traded on this team except maybe Nick Waugh. Like Nick Waugh might be the most sought after guy on this roster after last night.
I'm looking at the Kings pick situation.
Yeah.
First rounder this year. They have their own and Columbus's in the second round this year. They have their first and second in 2027. They have their first, second, and third in 2028. They had their first, second, and third in 2029.
I mean,
I'm getting excited. That's a lot of picks that the Leafs don't have to pick.
if you want to do a full reset, rebuild, like you got to trust your drafting staff too.
Giacomo in the chat. Sid Show t-shirt. Santander and Shanahan. Thanks. Double up.
It's a great idea.
Double up.
One
Thanks,
on the front, one
Anthony.
on the back.
Thanks, Brendan.
A reversible for the winter. You wear the
Thanks.
thanks Shannon, and for the summer you wear the thanks Santander.
By the way, I don't know what this means, but Gus just writes, start the car.
That's good. You don't remember?
Start the car.
Yeah.
What is he talking about? Taking picks from the
No,
Kings?
Get away. Go. Start the car. Get going.
You know what I find interesting? The chat has not lost it at the thought of Matthews being moved
No,
in the
some
next
people are
18
saying
months.
do it. Do it.
But I don't think that's smart.
Okay.
Austin Matthews is still kind of a good player who's
No,
fighting
he's a
it.
very good.
He's
player.
fighting it. Like I get he's fighting it. But there
But
is
is he going to be mad playing 26, 27 minutes in a game like that last night?
I don't care if he's mad. They're paying him
No,
13.25.
That's fair.
I don't see again, I thank you for bringing this up. And it's been the problem with the Leafs.
Yeah.
I don't care if they're mad.
Yeah.
Thanks, Brendan.
It's true.
Brendan cared if they were mad. Sheldon Keefe cared if they were mad. Dubas cared if they were mad. I don't care if they're mad. Neither should Keith or Tony Staffieri or Ed. They work for them. They don't run anything. Anything. I don't know what goes through Nylander's head. You're gonna care what he thinks of your team and your composition? Does Nylander know the trade deadline's Friday? I have no idea.
3 losses. No big deal.
Does anything bother Tavares? I don't know. As long as the kids are in school and everything's fine and he stays in Toronto, that's all he cares about.
He'll get there.
That's all he cares about.
He'll get there eventually. He's slow.
It's physically slow, yes. Physically
That's what
slow.
I mean. Maybe he'll always catch up eventually.
I want to make this very clear. Trading Matthews is a mistake in my mind.
Yeah.
There's a lot wrong with this team. There's a lot wrong with this team. Trading that guy is not an option you want. But Keith Pelly, look, I know there's a lot of Morgan Riley conversation at the end of last season, which resulted in absolutely nothing in terms of his on-ice performance.
Because again, another guy who controls everything for himself.
I'm having 2 conversations with Austin Matthews. One, you're good, right?
Mhm.
If you like the answer to that, that bleeds into the next question. The next question is, can you, like, how do we get you scoring more? Dan Vladar sucks. 8 shots on goal on Dan Vladar, and he got nothing last night?
He's snake bitten right now. He's trying.
He's not. It's
He
worse.
was trying too much.
It's
Like,
worse than that. He passed up that one in the was it the semifinal of the
Yeah.
Olympics
or
or the quarterfinal? No, it wasn't. Was it the final?
I think it was.
It's all bleeding together.
Yeah,
Forgive
it
me.
is. It is.
This is not the yips on him are there for sure. You can get around that. I want to be positive about that because we've seen the guy score 69 goals for fun.
Yeah. No, he's one of the league's best, maybe.
And don't give me the Marner thing enough. He's getting his opportunities. Don't give me the Marner thing. Please. I almost had a fist fight with like a family member over the weekend about Marner.
You'd lose.
I'd win.
I don't.
You know why? Because I wouldn't throw a fist first.
Yeah.
Go for the knees.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're.
That's
very-
kids. Let me tell you something. If you're ever in a situation, the knees are the groin of the leg.
Yeah. Chop them
Go
down.
for the knees.
Chop them down.
There's plenty of ways around that. So basically, I just said to him, "So what do you think?" And he's like, "Marner," and I went, "I hate your face so much for saying that."
What happened in the playoffs the last 6 years?
Yeah,
Right? Like, come on.
Marner with bone dry hair yelling at everyone. Give me Marner. Say Marner again to me.
Marner.
And we'll wrestle right now. Say Marner to me one more time.
So listen, here's what obviously you don't come across players like Austin too often, which is why I'd say you can't trade them. But this team is backed into such a corner right now in terms of assets, in terms of their future, in terms of everything. If you really want to do a reset and do it right, might mean being bad for years, you consider it, man.
I think you consider it.
Again, if the Kings want to throw everything at them, then why wouldn't
Ken
they?
Holland would do something ridiculous right now.
I agree with you.
And quite frankly, if I'm thinking of markets that Austin would like, just with like he's a style guy, LA kind of makes sense to me, no?
Right?
Like a little
100%.
bit.
Is that what Bieber lives?
Yeah, I mean, they all don't they all live in LA a little
that's
bit?
right.
Yeah.
Go be neighbors with your buddy.
He can have the LA thing. He can have his privacy. He has LA for Austin.
I see why
very good.
Why they're at the top of that list.
Very good.
It makes sense why they're the odds-on favorite if something were to happen.
Columbus, Minnesota, not really. LA, I see it.
Minnesota, you go play with Quinn. Right?
New York, I could see it. Nashville, I hear it's fun. I don't know.
No,
I don't know if he's a Nashville.
LA
guy.
would make sense, and they need a superstar like that to compete in that conference and in that division. You don't think they see what Connor and Leon's done to him the last few years in the playoffs? Come
on. Look, I don't like this idea at all.
No.
But I'm surprised. I guess my main takeaway today with you, Azo, I'm surprised at how much movement this is starting to get.
It's true.
Not with like the insiders as we know them, but guys like Jeff's got a big mic in front of him. Mm-hmm. Like for him to kind of throw that out there in terms of the offseason, I went, whoa.
Well, he knows what a player would be thinking.
That's not you don't say that lightly in two Canadian markets. And he was referring to a lot of things, obviously, right? It's not just the on ice; it's the circus around it since the Olympics. But I'm not there yet.
That's fair.
I'm not there yet.
Man, coming across another Matthews type player is going to be impossible
for sure.
Jiggly writes, Matthews for Clark and Byfield. Somebody was saying sorry.
And 4 first-round picks.
Yeah, you need a lot of picks, man.
I like Clark's a fine defenseman. Byfield's having a down year. Like Byfield, he's young. Great. 4 first-round picks.
Yeah, you need that.
I don't want to hear it the other way.
Dan, he says LA isn't far from Arizona. He's with family there, so why not?
Another point for LA. Yeah. That's a great call in the chat.
Arizona don't have their team no more, so why not?
Again, I don't think it's not happening by Friday. Let's not even entertain that.
And you can't.
You can't
do it
unless he wants it.
Right.
Because he has the full no move.
And he's not going to do that now.
It would be weak.
Yeah.
It would. It could happen one day. I don't think now's the moment. But if I am Austin, I am kind of looking at Brad going,
so what's the plan here?
What are we doing?
Yeah. 100%. You have to.
So you trade 2 firsts for 2 players who aren't good enough to get firsts and are wanting firsts in return for them the following year, and the fact that you don't get them means you just don't do anything?
One guy
like what's the plan, Brad?
Third line. Like Berube won't play Lawton above the third line.
But Lawton most of the time doesn't deserve to be. Okay. Like, can we have an honest discussion about Scott Lawton?
Oh, but come on, you can't give him a shot with Tavares. Tavares, like you said, is slow. You can't give him a shot
over Michelli. Not even like Treliving doesn't even want that. That kills Treliving. If Lawton starts playing over Michelli, Treliving's fired. That stuff matters. You can push Shaw all you want.
Up a first?
That's not our problem. That's what he did. We're all fighting with each other with the pitchforks in the chat, and you and I. We didn't do any of it. I'm just telling you how they think.
How many minutes did you get last night?
Who Cowan?
Lawton. Not even 12.
Well, more than Easton Cowan.
Yeah,
Easton Cowan got 8.
But again, like this to me is going back to like Team Canada, where you're relying on one line to try and do too much. It's crazy. Against the Flyers, dude. Against the
Flyers suck. John in the chat. Matthews will be Marner 2.0. I don't know about that.
I don't think he will.
Yeah.
And it's different though, because Marner was from here. That should have meant more to Marner playing here, no?
It should.
And he kind of dumped on the city before he left or when he left.
He did. Dan in the chat. This is interesting. Kopitar retiring as well in
Yeah.
LA. LA could look at not only bringing in Matthews, but making him the captain and the new Wow.
The LA thing makes sense.
If LA's lucky, they'll acquire Matthews, make him the highest paid player in the league, and Matthews signs for 2 years.
He won't.
If they're lucky,
he'll sign for
they
8.
will be blessed with Austin not committing to that franchise too.
No,
if they're
he'll
lucky.
sign for 8 though if they do it.
Well, you can't. I don't think. Well, you can't sign
Oh
for
yeah,
8.
8, 6.
No, it's
six,
just
6 now?
7.
Oh,
It's still 7.
I thought they.
But you can't
dropped it a
sign.
year.
You can't sign for 8 anymore.
Oh, whatever.
But
Well,
he
if it's
could
a
have.
sign and trade.
Could have with the Leafs.
Yeah.
Didn't do it.
It's a fair point.
You know what, Azzo? When we started the show, we talked about broadening the team, and considering
Wait,
the
are
trade.
you trading me?
No,
I thought you were
I
trading me.
thought about it. I thought about it. But with the trade deadline coming, there's teammates leaving, teammates going out of rooms. Things are happening right now. Well, we got a new teammate here on the Sid Seixeiro Show, powered by Sick Media. Welcome to the team, McDonald's.
Woo!
McDonald's is on the team. Hockey fans, this is not a drill. I'm being serious. The McDonald's NHL Star Sticks are officially here. When you grab an NHL Star Sticks meal, you get one of 7 NHL Star Sticks collectibles featuring some of today's biggest hockey stars, like the aforementioned Austin Matthews, Connor McDavid, Macklin Celebrini, Quinn Hughes, Cale Makar, Samuel Montembeault, Sam Reinhart. 7 stars, 7 collectibles. Start the collection, trade with your friends, rep your favorite player. And now let's talk about the real hero. The Hockey Hero Burger is new at McDonald's and available for a limited time. This thing is stacked. We're talking 3 juicy 100% Canadian beef patties, shredded lettuce, crispy hickory smoked bacon, processed cheese, and mayo-style sauce, all in a toasted home-style bun. One bite, and you'll understand why it earned hero status. So here's what to do. Head to McDonald's right now, grab the NHL Star Sticks meal, get your collectible stick, and taste the Hockey Hero Burger for yourself. Don't miss out, because this is for a limited time only. McDonald's. It's delicious. Welcome to the team, McDonald's.
I'm loving it.
Welcome to the team. I was going to throw that in. I didn't know if it was appropriate. Thank you for doing it right at the end. Appreciate it.
Oh, we are. We're loving it. And those sticks are really cool, dude.
It's the picture gets me too, actually.
Yeah.
It's the stick is really cool. I like the picture.
Yeah.
I was ready for one with me holding a stick, but whatever. It's fine. We can do
We
that
got a
next
McDonald's
time.
right here. I haven't been yet. This is going to tempt me to go so bad.
There's one around the corner.
There's one right there.
There's one around the corner. Okay, let's stay. We got one more Leafs thing. And it's Bobby McMann. So Bobby McMann is one of the names you're hearing a lot between now and Friday's 3 p.m. Eastern trade deadline. Last night, the 29-year-old was put on the wing of both Nylander and Austin Matthews, which is the equivalent of like washing your car 9 times before you try and sell it to someone in your neighborhood. You want to make this asset look as good as humanly possible. And Bobby McMann, in some people's eyes, you got to get a first. In a lot of other people's eyes, he's like maybe getting 13 minutes on a really good hockey team if he's lucky. If he's lucky. Last night did not go well for Bobby McMann. He had all of 1 shot playing with Nylander and Matthews. He has looked awful since coming back from that break. Awful. Now, some of you may argue he has a lot on his mind. And others may argue he's Bobby McMann. What do you really want? Now, if you look at the league as a whole in terms of free agency, and I don't think you can debate it considering the cap's going up $9 million this year, $9 million next year. He's a $5 million player in this league for what he's done this year. I think he is. Because the inflation's going up. Would I pay him $5 million a year? I think this organization needs to stop paying players who don't perform in the postseason. It buried the organization early, and they have not recovered. They have not recovered. You pay players for late April, May, and June. That's what you pay players in this league for. The Leafs went the opposite way. They had no foundation in the playoffs and paid everybody. That included Tavares. Tavares' playoff record when he got here was trash. Trash. and they paid him anyway. So Bobby McMann will get paid by somebody. In the classic Dion Phaneuf argument that was made in the city, someone's going to pay him. Might as well be the Leafs. I don't think it should be the Leafs with Bobby McMann. I think you've seen enough. Which means, though, you do have to move him. You do have to move him. And last night was awkward for McMann in a lot of ways. Not only did he have one shot on goal, but it was also his 200th game as a Leaf. It's a weird time. It's a weird time. And before the game, the media got a hold of Bobby McMann, and you can really tell that the kid is preoccupied. Listen to this.
Put into words, I'm not really necessarily trying to speculate on officially leaving either. I think I want to just battle here, and it's been fun my whole career, working my way into the NHL here and given the opportunity. I want to make the most of it and continue to put my best effort forward no matter the situation. 200 games is pretty sweet, not something that many guys get to do, and it's something that I definitely look back on in the future and hopefully appreciate that many and a few more, hopefully. But yeah, it's pretty cool and something I can definitely appreciate.
You want to celebrate 200 games, but it's kind of hard when the world knows your team doesn't want you anymore. Oh, now listen, he could resign because based on the reporting, it's going back and forth. I don't think it should be going back and forth, but it's going back and forth. I want to say one thing about Bobby McMann before he gets traded and all hell breaks loose with other stuff. Why are you shaking your head, Azza? I've never seen you shake your head at me.
I've got a theory.
Okay, let me say my thing.
Go, you say your thing. No, go ahead. It's your show. You can go.
Into the camera in 3, 2, 1. The fact that Bobby McMann is a Leaf and having NHL success of any kind is a testament to who he is. It is very difficult, the road he had to take, which is a lot of players' roles. He wasn't drafted. Had to go to the East Coast League. Not long before he got a shot with the Leafs. Was in the AHL for 60 games? Not long. Bobby McMann shouldn't even be here based on hockey history and how that goes. Look at how many guys never got drafted, went to the East Coast League, and kind of just stayed there. It's hard. And this kid has some resilience. I think we need to be fair about it. I do applaud what he's done. This is not easy, especially in Toronto. Not easy to make the NHL from where he was. And every time I've seen him with the media, he's a respectful kid, and he treats everyone fair, and I think he tries. I do. I think there's a limit to all of us in whatever we do, but I think he tries. Do I think the Oilers watching that last night thinking he can play with McDavid or Draisaitl are thinking we need Bobby McMann? Absolutely not. Am I thinking the Oilers or anyone else is saying we need to give up a first for Bobby McMann? I think McMann has tanked that. There's no shot they're getting a first for Bobby. 0. Could be wrong. But I don't want to completely throw out the Bobby McMann story. He's done a lot here. It's a difficult thing that he's accomplished, and I want to give him some praise for it. Undrafted, ECHL, he got to the NHL. 200 games for the Leafs, man. 200 games. That's not nothing. So, whatever the future has in store for Bobby McMann, I do wish him the best. If he stays as a Leaf at $5 million, I'm going to lose my mind. Because I don't think that's the right thing for the team. And it's a phrase that fans need to get used to because they haven't gotten used to it for 10 years. What's best for the team? But if Bobby McMann is dealt, all the best to him. I hope he's good. I hope he's okay. Because he's going to get an opportunity. You don't get dealt at the deadline and not be traded. Who would do that? Sorry, the Leafs with Scott Laughton. The Scott Laughton really didn't get an opportunity once they gave up a first and Grebenkin for him. So hopefully that doesn't happen to Bobby McMann somewhere where he gets traded and is hardly played. I don't think that's the case. All right, so that's my theory on Bobby McMann and kind of where it might go. As I leaned into that take, Azzo looked at me. I swear to God, he went. And he started shaking his head to me.
Not like that.
What
though.
is
With a
as
smile,
a
with
what,
a smirk?
What is as a party?
With a
thinking of
smirk,
Bobby
though.
McMann. Go ahead.
Well, you said it. He's tanking it because he wants to stay here. And maybe Treliving already promised him. Do you remember when was it last year when Tavares said at the end of the year, like he had already had talks with Treliving and he was pretty much saying he announced it like postseason. Maybe McMahon's done the same thing and he's tanking himself to not get traded and just stay here. Why not? 5 million and a full no movement clause. Why not?
I don't believe.
That's what we hand out.
I don't. Full no move is the best part. Full, not even partial.
But like
full no move.
But
for
that's
Bobby
my point
McMann.
on Lawton. Like Domi can play on every line, but Lawton can't. Like, come on, man. What are we doing here?
I see what you're saying. I disagree
No, but
with
is
it.
he tanking his own value to stay here? I don't know because all of a
He's
sudden
not
he's like
tanking. He's
'cause
not
Bob
tanking
Stauffer's
to
been
stay
saying
here.
Edmonton might have more interest in like Nick Waugh, and I kind of believe him after watching that game last night.
I don't think Bobby's done himself any favors and the team if both mutually want to split ways. I think we can all see.
Or maybe we trade you and bring you back. There's some kind of maybe agreement there because, like I said,
why do you got to bring him back? Why do you have to bring Bobby
Because he
McMahon
likes
back?
playing here. Man.
I don't care if he likes
I
playing
agree,
here.
man.
I don't care if Tavares likes playing
I agree.
here.
But they gave
I
him
don't
4
care
years.
if Morgan likes.
They gave Tavares 4 years.
I don't care if any. They did give him 4 years.
Right.
I don't care if any of them like playing here. I don't care what they want.
I know.
I care what's best for that organization. And even that is a strain on my heart, given the frustrations down 40 years. I could not care less what Bobby McMahon wants. And all of them. Maybe Austin. The rest of them, I don't care. I do not care. We need to get that garbage out of the verbiage in this city, Leaf-wise. The dialogue, that has to be deleted from it. Who's the wrestler goes delete? Who's the delete guy?
Matt Hardy.
Matt Hardy. Delete.
Yeah. But they don't, and you still need guys to go on the ice. So what are you doing? You need somebody to play.
I don't care. You're paying guys with the Marlies.
Yeah.
You're literally paying guys with the Marlies. Quinlan, you're up. You're up. Play. I don't care. It doesn't matter. You need to see something different. You need to see someone hit someone. How about someone hit someone? Can we see that?
Yeah.
With some emotion?
I mean, Nice hit Domi last night, was it? Did you see that?
I saw that. I did see that.
Nice hit somebody.
Nice hit Domi last night. MST in the chat. Treliving worst GM in hockey. This is a big 3 days for Treliving.
Yeah. Without a doubt.
Big 3 days for Treliving.
Mm-hmm.
Because I understand maybe more than most, especially in Calgary, what the Calgary thing was by the end. That was not an easy situation.
And everybody at the time thought it was a good deal for him.
The Uyghur and Huberdeau?
Yeah.
Yes.
Everybody thought it was a
I
good
agree.
return for the situation
Yeah.
he was painted in. And here again, he's backed into a corner in a bad situation, which I'm not saying is...
But this one's more of his making. Calgary
Yeah,
wasn't
that's true.
overall his making.
That's true.
That's the part of Calgary and Toronto that we got to separate a bit. He got to Toronto. Michelli is his.
We had a week to make a decision on Marner.
He was told about Marner.
Yeah, right.
Marner not being traded is not on Brad Treliving. Thanks, Brendan.
Yes. Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Brendan.
But like you said,
But-
you went off on the Nylander thing. They would have traded him back then. Marner was another one. They could have done it back then.
But that's on Shanahan.
Yes, agreed.
However,
It all is. You're right.
Michelli is his.
Yeah.
Dakota Joshua, his. Chris Tanev being signed when he only had 1 or 2 good years left.
6 years.
His. Did he not re-sign McCabe?
I believe
Was that him?
I think so.
Stolarz, that contract to start the year, his. Signing Domi to a contract, his.
Mhm.
Like there's a lot. His fingerprints are
No,
all over this, man. They're all over. Nylander, signing Nylander when Nylander has every ounce of leverage. Him. I'm not even going to say Shanahan. Him. It wasn't Treliving's first week. It was not Treliving's first week when he did that.
Yeah.
And any business person with sense will tell you, don't do that. Do not offer him that deal after he just tears up Europe and does a bunch of talk shows in an undershirt and Nylander's the star. Don't do that because you're not going to get the deal you want.
Yeah, you paid him after he went on
Yes.
a hot run. Yeah,
The hottest he was in years.
ever.
And they're like, now let's negotiate.
It didn't make
Who
sense.
the hell does that?
Nah, that's not
A
smart.
panicky organization that doesn't know
Smart
about
negotiate.
winning does that. That's who does that.
I'm about to do that with my contract here.
Austin Matthews and Azo to the Kings.
That's it. I'm off to LA.
For Byfield, Clark, 5 firsts.
Okay. And a second for me. I get the second.
You get the second. Because you know it's special just for
There
you.
are people in here saying what I would fetch in a return. And then somebody said I had a no movement clause, which made me laugh.
I think the chat would freak if Azo was traded from this.
But a lot of people are just piling on Treliving. So
I guess my point on Treliving is I got to see what Friday looks like.
Yeah.
I'm not willing to go there yet. I got to see what Friday looks like. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt.
It's such a bad year for him to be in this spot again, though, because it is a buyer's market and all the things he has to deal with. It's crazy. I don't think honestly, I don't know who's getting traded. I don't see them doing too much or getting much in return for the stuff they do.
There's a lot they can do. Will they do it? I don't know.
But not getting much back, not getting value back.
The nightmare for Leaf fans is Pelly has told Treliving we need 2 firsts back or we don't do it. And those picks are not there.
It's not happening. It's not.
If those picks are not there and they are static in what they do, oh my holy God. Are we going to have a conversation on the following Monday? And I think Leaf fans in general would lose it. Colorado Rockies 1976. Keith Pelly is not a hockey guy. He's not a hockey guy. But let me say this about Keith. Few guys know the media market like him in this city's history.
Or the Toronto market in general.
Well, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Like the Toronto market in general, especially from a media standpoint.
Yeah.
He is well versed in that.
Mm-hmm.
I find it difficult to believe. I do find it because the David Pagnotta stuff I saw filtering. I think JD talked to him yesterday.
Yeah, he did.
It was a good interview.
It was a great interview. Actually, he gave him some nuggets. It was good.
There is a feeling being floated by some insiders that Berube's been given a raw deal and it's been unlucky with injuries and Treliving kind of might get a pass too. And it's like, okay, let's try again. If that's the deal, you better, this isn't the Jays where there's not a hard cap when they did that a couple of years ago. You're in hard cap land. And you better really think twice before you do that. If there's opportunities to get out from under that, do them. I'm not willing to say Treliving is some massive failure. I do want to see what happens Friday.
Yeah.
Because I'm teetering.
It'll be very telling. And
I am teetering.
Pelly's he's a very smart guy. No matter where he goes, he adapts to the market he's in. When he was in Europe, he had success there too.
Sorry, you're talking about golf?
No, but I'm just saying in general, he's got a read on this market, but wherever he goes,
well,
he gets a quick sense of what he's in.
Hold on a second. We think he has a read on this market.
Yeah.
We're about to find out. Because if he has a read on this market, they trade 4 guys Friday and beforehand, and Berube and Treliving might be gone.
Yeah.
That's the read on the market. The read on the market isn't 10 years of let's wait and see and run it back. Because that's what's happened here. That's not the read that anyone should be having. But you and I do not know what the conversations with Tony Staffieri and Ed Rogers are like right now at the top of the entire pyramid. We have no idea. We have no idea what they want. I can tell you what they want. A full-on rebuild is not happening.
Yeah. Well, that's my fear, is that they look at last year, hinge any hope on last year being real.
Not happening.
They can't, right? Like they can't look at last year and say, well, this is more an anomaly than last year. Last year was more indicative of what this team could be even without Marner. Because everybody did think they were still a playoff team this year, no?
I did. I thought they would take a step back for sure.
But they'd still make the playoffs.
But like you make the playoffs. And
so can they save it if they do? No, right?
No,
that's the answer.
They can't.
So why even try? I don't know.
But this is one of those opportunities. Like this is the opportunity. The one thing Shanahan did properly is know when the market was okay with a full rebuild. Because he sold it to everyone. No, Leaf fans were ready.
But they had to.
No, but they didn't have to do anything.
Right.
They could have just brought back Kessel and Phaneuf and all the things. Like
that's fair.
Shanahan, the only thing he read perfectly was that. Tanking for Matthews was the time. Now, if it doesn't work out, I don't know what happens. But that's the one thing Shanahan got very correct.
Bringing the alumni back into the picture.
I don't care if the alumni.
No, I know, but it is kind of important.
You know who does that? Every normal organization does that.
But they did,
and he got credit for that because the Leafs are run by donkeys at the front of a wagon.
It's true.
Well, at least he gets credit.
No,
every organization does that with alumni, and Shanahan gets full praise for it. That's like praising someone for ordering lunch.
But they hadn't.
We were
done it
ordering
in
lunch
the
now.
past.
The Leafs never did that before Shanahan.
But they hadn't done it in the past.
Get
Anyway,
out of here.
whatever.
Ballard's dead for a long time. This organization isn't that dumb.
But you're right. Franchises get into trouble by what they give those middling guys, like those guys in the middle. You can only have so many $5 million players, $6 million players.
This season went down the toilet because of Joshua, Michelli, and Domi.
I mean,
period.
But the future doesn't look good because of Tanev and Tavares.
That's just up front. Tanev is an awful look going forward. May have to buy it out because the odometer on that guy when he got to Toronto.
LTIR'd, right?
Well, eventually, yeah. No, but eventually, you can get out of it that way. You can.
And Tavares is in the first year.
Will, positive from Will. Cap is going up. It's true, $9 million.
And the
it's
free
going up $9
agency
million.
class isn't great.
How quickly will the Leafs, who are addicted to spending any cap space they have in every offseason on July the 1st, how quickly will Brad Treliving spend an extra $9 million?
But on who?
Like some kind of addict. Like, honestly, it's like, what
are you doing? Bring
on who? Here? On who? Watch this. On who?
Yeah,
did you know Matthias Michelli was a player on Earth before they acquired him? Because I didn't. Let's cut the BS. I didn't know this guy was alive. And they spent $3+ million acquiring him and putting him on the salary cap.
Has he managed to play on the top
Give
line
me
at
a
times?
break.
Like, it's crazy.
The Leafs will spend that $9 million in 30 seconds. Duthie's head will be on a swivel at how fast they spend that.
For me, you can't look at these lines and think this is a serious hockey club.
All right, so that's basically the Leafs situation. Everything's fine.
We got till Friday. Three more days.
Friday.
We'll see what happens.
We got till Friday.
We might burn it down on Monday, but for now, we'll see what happens.
3 p.m. Eastern. By the way, I don't know if I've said this yet. We're going to do a normal show Friday up until like 1:30. Did I mention this?
You said it once before, but you might as well.
Let me say it again.
Keep saying it.
So the Sid Seixeiro Show, powered by Sick Media, will be on air Friday, normal time.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to hang around till the deadline is over. Whatever the Leafs do or don't do, or whatever the major story is, we're going to give you a quick video.
Little tidbits.
We're going to post it. You'll have it. We're not going to.
You can't do anything in a couple minutes. Oh, listen. Anyway. It's hard for you to give your thoughts in like a couple minutes.
Oh, that's the thoughts. It's hard to get my thoughts out in a couple of minutes.
There's no way that's going to be 3 minutes. There's
bastard.
no way. I've just heard.
And
I'm telling you what I've heard.
And you're not wrong.
I know.
Which is why
it's going to be
is why it hurts so much.
Yeah.
On McDonald's Day of all days.
I know.
That hurts me.
Actually, that was a good read.
Thank you. I haven't done a read in a while.
Yeah.
So we're gonna put something out there. I don't want to empty the tank Friday after the deadline. I want there to be stuff waiting on Monday because I think that's where we're good. So that's the plan for Friday. We're on, but then we'll kind of wait for the deadline, and then we'll have from like this studio. Like I'm not going to do a video from my car with my dirty seats in the back. No. Let's do it here. We have an HD camera. We have a couple of HD cameras. Might as well use it.
You look so good.
Tony Marinaro's tweeting into the show. What is Tony talking about here?
Oh my God.
If the Leafs do not make a trade, Sid will throw things on the floor. Expect the headphones, which were discontinued in 1971. The headphone hate I'm getting today.
Why?
Because people are jealous. Why? They're jealous of greatness.
Somebody
They're jealous of greatness.
Did you see somebody on X, I believe, put on Twitter, put the picture of Bob and said they're OG. Like, leave them alone. Leave them alone.
Bob had it figured out with these.
He did.
Y'all are jealous. Okay, I know exactly
not
what
understanding why you wear them. Like when we play sound, him talking to me, he's got to hear me.
Sorry, people are ripping me for
why
having
are you
to
even wearing them?
Well,
I saw somebody
because we're running stuff. I get to hear myself through this mic. I hear Izzo through that,
and the sound and the audio we play. So he does need them.
How are you going
to get through a day without the sick?
S-I-C-K on the run. I should know the words by now. I don't know.
When
all
it comes
the words.
on, we know them. We sing the whole thing.
I don't know all the words. Yeah. Okay, let's move on here. The Edmonton Oilers.
Dude, one day we're going to have to go through our power rankings of like Canadian clubs. Because this entire country, besides the Habs, like I see why Tony's like in Montreal, they're ahead of everybody right now by miles.
The Habs might have a good deadline.
Yeah.
And then
but they're in such a good place for the future, too.
I'm just saying, the more I get to know people from Montreal, I don't like it.
I know.
Some annoying folks in Montreal.
They're going to take some victory laps on this one. Because they're in a good spot for the future,
Kent
too.
Hughes, Jeff Gorton, they're just like, They're like, oh, what, Kadri? Do we get Kadri? Do we get something here? Do we get something here?
While the rest of the country, they're organized. Like, Ottawa might be in the second best.
Montreal, listen to me. You know what you need? Bobby McMann. First round pick. I think the Habs are a Bobby McMann away.
You'll thank us later.
From beating Tampa in the second round of the Stanley Cup playoffs. That's what I think. So back to the Oilers. We've been hearing basically Leon Draisaitl and Chris Knobloch for a couple days say everything's garbage defensively. And they're not wrong. I'm surprised the coach has been on this as much as he has been. So as we sit here, the problem with the Oilers is they are in the final wild card position. They are now tied with Utah on 66 points. And technically, the Oilers have the second wild card spot because they played one more game. So right now, they're 4 points up on San Jose and Nashville and the Kings. I still think the Oilers are making the playoffs. But when you're in that second wild card spot, things get a little hairy, right? So for days, Chris Knobloch's complaining, Leon Draisaitl's complaining. Stan Bowman, the GM of the Edmonton Oilers, spoke yesterday. He spoke. And, this is his opportunity to get some things off his chest. And he's nervous because the first question was asked at the press conference, and Stan Bowman spoke for like 3 minutes, 20 seconds, straight. And I don't have the whole 3 minutes here, but like, I got a decent chunk of this, and I think you got to hear it because Stan Bowman very quickly in this first comment says, team defense includes the forwards, right? Like in this first clip, he talks about the forwards playing team defense as well, respecting the game, and players not being put in their proper spots, which to me is a coaching rip. And I think the gap between Knobloch and Stan Bowman grew yesterday. I'm serious. This might be the biggest Canadian hockey story right now is what's going on with Knobloch and Bowman. Now, yesterday, I believe it was before they made the trade for Connor Murphy of the Blackhawks is when he spoke. And the Oilers did pick up Connor Murphy, a defenseman from Chicago. The Blackhawks retained half the salary at like $4.4 million total was the salary, so they keep $2.2 million. And that's the second retention that Chicago has. They retained on Seth Jones last year to Florida, so they have one more left. But Connor Murphy is now an Oiler. He's a defenseman. He's a big guy, good penalty killer. He's been a minus player basically his whole career. So I don't know what this is going to do for Edmonton. But from a big picture sense, Stan Bowman had some things to get off his chest yesterday. We're going to keep the mics up. This is a longer clip than we normally run. We're going to keep the mics up, and we're going to comment here and there, but sit back because my guy is a little defensive.
Played well defensively as a team. I think it's a number of factors, all of them contributing. It's goaltending, defense, and forwards. I think the biggest challenge for our group is, we don't put ourselves in a great spot often in games, and we score a ton of goals, and I think that's not a good. That's great. And if you think back to the early part of our season, we weren't scoring a lot. I think so. We've swung the pendulum probably too far one way, where we're pushing to try to make things happen, and in the process of doing that, we put ourselves in really bad spots. And I think until we learn as a team to be smarter about the way we approach the games, we're going to see a lot of highs and lows to where we look great some nights, we're scoring a lot of goals, and other nights we're giving up a ton of chances and putting our defense and our goalie in bad spots. And I think that's got to change. So that's more of a mentality shift for our group to understand what a winning brand of hockey is. And I think we see it in spurts this year, but I don't think we see it nearly consistent enough, and especially as the season progresses and the league changes around, this time of year heading into the stretch run, and there has to be a bigger commitment from our players, all of our players, to play a smarter hockey and not trying to make plays every shift. I think that's something that we've been guilty of, especially lately.
Yeah.
But even going back to the games in late January, I think maybe it's having more respect for the game and the simplicity of the game sometimes. I think we want to put on a show and we want to score goals, and I think we all love scoring goals. But there's two sides to it, and I think we haven't managed that very well as a team.
Oh my God.
Having listened to that back just now, that's like the third time I've heard it. That's Connor and Leon.
Man, he's getting you all choked out.
I'm getting indigestion just
from
thinking of
listening,
the Edmonton Oilers.
So wait, he said they don't know how to win after winning the Western Conference 2 years in a row?
Well, there's a way you win.
Right.
Like,
Well, scoring goals apparently is a bad thing.
but he is not absolving the forwards at all, or the coaching staff.
If they're trying to make plays and score goals, that's bad?
Like I came out here yesterday and I'm like, they got to cool this. They got to calm this down.
This is getting more.
It's
and more
getting loud
public.
in Edmonton. That got louder. So then there was a follow-up. I think it was Mark Spector flat out asked him, "Are you still in the goalie market?"
Goaltending market at all?
I think our goaltending hasn't played great, but at the same time, I think a bigger problem is we put our goalies in a really tough spot. I think they can be better. I don't think I'm not trying to communicate that they've had their A game or played at an elite level, but I think if you're stuck on the numbers, I think you kind of have to watch the games, which I know you guys do as well. We put our goalies in some really tough spots, and I don't think that's a winning formula no matter who you have in net. So, yeah, I'd like to see our goalies find some more consistency to their game. I think the better way to do that is not only for them to find their game, but for us to put them in situations where they're more likely to find it. I don't think we've done a very good job of that this year, especially the last month or so.
You know what I didn't hear in the last 3+ minutes of Stan Bowman? I need to be better. I didn't hear any of that from Stan Bowman. Stan Bowman is sitting there going, we're not respecting the game. It can't be a highlight show every night with the goals. Everyone has to play team defense.
The players.
The coaches have to, he didn't mention coaches, but he kind of did. The coaches have to put the players in a better situation. I don't know where this is going, man. They're in the second wild card spot. Can you imagine a world where the Oilers missed the playoffs this year?
Nope.
With Connor McDavid having said, don't worry about a raise. Let's do it for the team.
Yeah.
We just spent how long talking about how the Leafs haven't done anything for the team for 10 years? Aside from like one contract from John Tavares. One. I don't know, man.
And saying,
I don't know.
I'll stay if you guys show me that we're going in a good direction. This doesn't seem
Yeah,
like a good
it's
direction.
true. Nope, this does not seem like a good direction
And the other thing,
at all.
like he talked in circles there a bit. When we score, we got to be better defensively. We score too much. He just kept going around. And then to go make a trade for a defenseman after saying defense isn't your problem, that's a bit telling.
And
too.
like a physical guy,
Right.
like not like the Wallmans of the world or
Right.
whatever. Like a physical guy in Connor Murphy.
Like again, that's just GM speak, no, or whatever. Like,
Correct.
It's. I don't know if he should have taken to a mic because that made things worse. You're right. This is getting public. This is becoming a daily soap opera now.
Yeah, I look. I think the Leafs to me are the most interesting Canadian deadline team.
Mm-hmm.
The Habs are sneaky, kind of under the radar right now, but they could just blow everyone's doors
But
off
in a
with what they do.
positive way. Like we're talking more on the other end, right? Where it can all just kind of
Correct. And
like the Habs are only going to get better.
they are only going to get better. Spock in the chat, a good point. And we've made it a few times. The Pacific Division is a joke this year. It is. 100% it is. But at the end of the day, like, there needs to be some cohesion. If the Oilers want to get back to the top, they've tried twice to get to the top of Everest.
And we're right there.
Any human being, if you ask them, do you want to go up a third time? They're going to say, I'm a little tired. Like,
could use some help.
Like, pitch it to me.
Yeah.
Like, how are we going to get there? And right now, there's a bunch of people who think they know how to get there, and they're not speaking from the same. They're not singing from the same hymn book.
Yeah.
The Bowman thing didn't make me feel better at all.
No, he shouldn't have spoken yesterday.
No, I don't mind a GM speaking. I do not mind a GM speaking. The GM
that kind of talk.
The GM in Toronto ain't saying nothing right now. Nothing.
That's a good point.
At least Stan Bowman spoke.
I guess.
At least he spoke.
But then, like, you didn't even say he's working on things, and then again, you just go out and get a defenseman after saying all that.
But the defenseman can't hurt. Like, Connor Murphy can't hurt them.
But you just said, anyway, yeah.
No, but I'm just saying, like you need bringing in players can't hurt that team defensively.
No, I agree 100%. But in that clip, like you pointed out, it seems like he was kind of talking about the forwards more, helping out more.
Oh, 100% he was. 100% he was. Yes. There's a lot going on in that organization right now, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
You're right, though. Like, to try and make a third run, and they were closer the first time than they were last year.
Correct.
Like, they're falling off. Like, you would think you would go and make some moves. It's the thing about trying to become a championship team. You got to fill those little gaps in to get you over that hump.
Full Venom jacket in the chat.
Whoa, what a handle.
That's wild. The Oilers should have offered the farm for Yossi and Saros, but they landed on Jari. That's quite the farm. Yossi and Saros? Tell me the offer then for both those guys. Like, that's like what's left on your team. And for the future, I don't know.
By the way, that trade take him out of OEL because there were a lot of rumors of OEL going there too, right? Interest in OEL.
By the way, thank you for bringing that up. I'm convinced OEL's not going anywhere because the Leafs, as Oliver Ekman-Larsson said yesterday, they haven't even approached him. His wife's expecting, haven't even approached him. But Bowman in that press conference yesterday, at one point, said he was on the phone with the GM. And the GM Bowman was like, we're kind of looking to improve. We're scoring. We're decent at scoring. And the GM laughed and said, "Decent at scoring. I would kill for your offense. We can't score at all. $100. It was Treliving on the other end. $100. It was Treliving saying that. It may have been Treliving. I don't know that. Feels like Treliving would have said that.
It makes sense.
Feels like Stan Bowman and Treliving maybe have had a couple of conversations.
It didn't take you much to get
maybe.
There. It's pretty reasonable to assess that.
Michael in the chat, you need to sell high on OEL right now. We'll regret it a year or two from now. Yes, they will.
But again, OEL has some say in this.
But not all say.
Yeah.
Yes, some say.
But the more you said that yesterday, and the more after you said it, the more I thought about it. I think you're right. I don't think I'm honestly having a hard time seeing how many moves this team makes this year. The Leafs.
Leafs?
To get back to them, yeah.
It's interesting. Chris Betty in the chat. Dan Housen cursed the Leafs. Azo, do you want to explain to people listening what shirt you're wearing today?
Huh? I have a little Dan Housen shirt underneath. You see that?
Can you show yourself, please?
Yeah. Oh, shoot.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm looking at
this is a way better bit if we could see your t-shirt.
For sure. There you go. Look at that.
Dan Housen. So again, Dan Housen is the weird guy in the crate at Elimination Chamber who walked out.
He was there last night making demands. He curses people. That's kind of his thing.
Sorry, his shtick is he curses people?
Yes.
Really?
He collects teeth.
Paul Heyman's been doing that for 60 years. What do you mean he's cursing people?
He just curses people. You have to watch.
That's your bit? Yeah. Damn you, Dan Roman Reigns. That's the bit.
Don't even talk about Roman, man. They got feisty yesterday, him and CM Punk.
You were Azo's telling me CM Punk and
just
Roman Reigns
go watch
had like
segments.
A personal mic session last night. It was like, was it top 10 of the year?
Yes.
In terms of insults on the microphone?
Both of them have been great. Right. I love them both. Okay. Anyways, go watch it. If you can check out their back and forth, it's amazing.
Okay. We have one more hockey note, then we're going to dive into the Jays here a little bit.
From another Canadian team.
So, Elias Pettersson. Now, before I even get into this, and before the chat even brings it up, I realize it's been a really hard year for Elias Pettersson. His wife suffered a miscarriage in December. He had to miss some time. He came back. He actually took some heat in the media for that a little bit, which I don't quite understand. But But Elias Pettersson has had a difficult year. So I'm going to preface the entire conversation with that. In terms of the hockey stuff, here's the good news. I believe Elias Pettersson, after last night's game against Dallas, has more block shots than any forward in the league. I'm pretty sure that's the case. Past that, I don't have a positive. He's gone 14 games without a goal. In those 14 games, he has 11 shots. 11. You're not on the ice. 2 games ago against Seattle, I think it was, he was benched for the last part of that game by Adam Foote, the head coach of the Canucks. He's got 6 years left on his deal at $11.6 million per. He's 27. And he hates the media in Vancouver. And I know I'm not in the media a lot in Vancouver. So some of you might be saying, Sid, how do you know that? I know that because I heard him yesterday. And we're going to play some of this for you. And I want to also say, none of the questions that you're going to hear in this are offside. Not one. Not one. But I got to be honest with you. In this first clip we're going to play for you, I know why JT Miller was about to lose his mind. If I'm in a room where the highest paid player in the league sounds like this, I'm about to lose it. I'm about to lose it. I do understand at some level what some of the issues have been with Elias Pettersson. Now, maybe they caught him on a bad day. I have no idea. But when things aren't going well, you kind of need your highest paid players to help a little. He's having an awful season. Adam Foote's already benching the guy. And the trade deadline's Friday. Listen to this first clip and try and make the argument to me that he wants to stay there. And I want to emphasize one thing. When you're in a scrum with reporters and the answers are so short, there's this awkward silence after them, you know things are not going well. And the media are a little surprised at kind of what's happening. This is a little bit of the start of Elias Pettersson's availability yesterday before the Dallas game.
I think the 2-year anniversary of you signing your contract. Did you think 2 years later, like, are you surprised?
Well, I want to hold on that one. Let's play the other one, please. That was my mistake.
Maybe coming off of that game in Seattle, what maybe differences are you looking in this game tonight?
A win. I think we did some okay stuff, but to tighten up our defense.
What has the stretch felt like for you, Elias? The stretch of coming back since the Olympics?
2 games?
Yeah.
Yeah, just trying to play my best hockey every game.
Do you feel like you've reached that?
No.
What do you need to do personally to get there?
Play better.
Are there any particular areas you're looking at in your game that you
want
to
improve
on?
A few. No, definitely. It's overall I'm fire. Great chances. Better defense.
I don't suppose Adam told us anything that he hasn't talked to you about, but he said playing with more zip, which just sounds like, pace and moving your feet. Do you agree with that?
Yeah.
Is it hard to hear or hard to go through what you did in Seattle, not playing the last 10 years?
No, I mean, no. He saw what was best for the team to try to win the game, and I respect his decision, and I need to be better.
Have you spoken to him at all since last night, just about why and anything specific?
No, he was clear with the, looking forward for tonight.
Whoa. There's a part of me, if you're Canucks PR, where you, if he's in that headspace, you can't put him out there.
Or just end it. Say last question.
Or just end it quick.
Yeah.
Now, he was also benched the game before. Now, and I don't know if he spoke after the game over the weekend. Feels like he didn't. But he is making 11.6. So nut up and talk to the media. It's really not that difficult. And I didn't hear any offside question there. No. 0. So I guess That's the first thing that I thought of. I'm like, if this is the mood in front of the media, what's going on in the room? I know the Canucks are last. I realize that. But if Quinn Hughes wanted to get the hell out of there, if JT Miller eventually wanted to get the hell out of there, if Rick Tocchet out of nowhere wanted to get the hell out of there, what's the common denominator? There's a couple. Jim Rutherford's one, Aquilini's another, and it's this kid. So that's the first bit of audio I wanted you to hear, because if I was around that all the time, I'd want to get on a plane too. That is depressing. Here's the second part, and I believe it's Farhan Lalji of TSN who asked it. Another good question. I believe yesterday marked 2 years since Pettersson signed the extension with Vancouver. And the Carolina Hurricanes were swirling, apparently. Let's remember how that played out. They were swirling, and Jim Rutherford was thinking about it. And then he said, nope, I'm going to sign you. So Farhan asked, how he felt about the deal 2 years after signing it with the Vancouver Canucks. Here was the question.
The 2-year anniversary of you signing your contract. Did you think 2 years later, are you surprised 2 years later to hear your name in trade discussions and rumors?
I mean, it's you guys who make the trade rumors, so ask yourself.
Has it made it harder just to be a player because you have that number attached to you now? Everybody talks about.
Yeah, I mean, who wouldn't? I haven't lived up to expectations of the contract, and I'll be the first one to say it. Obviously, I wish I would be different. I'll have play better, a lot more points, but it is what it is. I'm just trying to play a good game tonight and see what happens.
Okay. So the response to Farhan specifically, well, you guys are coming up with the rumors, so ask yourselves about the trade rumors. No, a lot of reputable people in this country have said the Canucks have gotten calls on Elias Pettersson. They've also said the Canucks aren't crazy about eating salary for 6 years because other teams are a little spooked about the kid. That's what the reporting is. Let's be accurate about it. Let's just be accurate about it. Based on his on-ice performance, based on what you, me, Azzo, and everyone in that market heard yesterday, and based on where the team is going, I do not want a prospect of mine, if I am the Vancouver Canucks, anywhere near this kid. I don't want it. And to Aquilini and the ownership group, I ask you and beg of you one thing. For the fan base, just for the fan base. Eat the $2 million a year in retention and trade this kid right now. Let Carolina have him. They want him so badly. It would work. Oh, I'm sure it would work out. The long-standing history of championships in the last 15 years from Carolina. I'm sure they know what to do with Elias Pettersson. Let him have him. Or anyone else for that matter. Zeev Buium can't be around this much longer. This will suck the energy out of any room. And every offseason, you're begging him to improve his practice habits and his conditioning and this and that. This is crazy. This is crazy. You bet on the wrong horse. It happens. Teams do it. It's a mistake. It happened. I get it. You cannot sit in this because the culture around your team has to be given to other kids. If you're truly going to rebuild, the constant, which is Pettersson, can't be there. Mr. Aquilini, you have to trade Pettersson and eat some money to do it. And then you fire Rutherford 2 seconds later. And Alvin. Both. They have stuck up for this kid constantly. He's giving you nothing back. Nothing. Vancouver's about to miss the playoffs for what, the 5th time in 6 years? Is that the number? Something like that? What are we talking about? What are we talking about with Elias Pettersson? Elias Pettersson, in every action he's given you, says, I don't really care to be here. Then call his bluff. Because when you called his bluff 2 years ago, he crapped his pants, and then he signed on the dotted line. That's how that happened. He's not as tough as he wants people to think. You have talked to him. You've had meetings. Adam Foote is one of the tougher, major character guys of my lifetime in hockey with the Colorado Avalanche. If he can't set the kid straight, no one will. No one will. I think I know the Oilers are under some heat. The Leafs have to get some business done. The Habs have an opportunity here. There's a lot going on. I don't know what Ottawa's going to do. The Jets and the Flames, I feel like we know what they are heading into the deadline. The Canucks have one job, and it's not Connor Garland, and it's not Besser, and it's not, I don't want to hear any other name. Priority 1, 2, and 4, trade Elias Pettersson now. And rid yourself of whatever this turned into. You've given the kid everything. It's really not on the market. It's not on the organization. But you bet on the wrong guy. Walk away. Start the next chapter of your professional life. Both team and player. And good luck in Carolina to Pettersson. That was rough.
That was.
I'm sorry. I've heard a lot of bad scrums in my life. That was unprofessional. No, it was lazy, and it's a guy who wants to be gone.
Well, you nailed it.
He wants to be gone.
The awkward pauses, and then them having to like double down on the question to explain it, or him jumping the gun on the next one. Like, that's just so uncomfortable and awkward.
You've been in those scrums too. I've been in those scrums. That's no one, and that Farhan's great. No one in that media, and I know Vancouver media can be tough. Toronto media,
and you don't think it's a tough year for them?
Of course it is.
To cover this team?
Of course it is.
They've lost 22 of the last 25 games and gone they get pumped most nights.
Say that again. What's the number on
I think
Canucks?
they've lost 22 of their last 25.
Oh my God.
They've had 3 wins in the last 25 games. I'm pretty sure.
That's crazy.
It's insane, dude.
All right.
And again, like you said, but that's where you realize the value of an organization, because the management going to double down because they chose this kid over everyone else. Foot's the coach because they brought him there for Quinn, and Quinn's gone.
I think there might have been some people who knew Quinn was gone. Well,
yeah, I agree. But I'm just saying, you bet on this kid. Do they double down on him? No, you're right. Trade him. Trade him to Carolina or Detroit. Detroit seems to be the other hot spot for him.
If Detroit were to do that, it throws a grenade in everything they're trying to build. I think that's the craziest move to bring this kid in right now. It's crazy. Even if the Canucks eat 1.5.
But you know, retention. Everybody thinks he'll be better here. He'll be happier here. He can just be another guy. Everybody thinks they can remake. I
wouldn't touch him with a 10-foot pole.
I agree.
I really wouldn't.
I think he's shown you who he is.
Now, sometimes it's not like the worst. Like Pierre-Luc Dubois eventually in Washington played some better hockey. Mm-hmm. Eventually. But that's 2 stops after the fact now. Like, I don't know. It's an interesting situation.
And
but
top 10 contracts in the league, right? AAV-wise?
11-6, it's right up there. Yeah. It's right up there.
10th. I think it's 10th, right on. It's crazy.
I think Jim Rutherford has destroyed this franchise personally.
Yep.
It started early when he couldn't keep his mouth shut at any press conference because he's not used to Canadian marketing and he's just letting it fly because he's used to that. And when he said the thing about Hughes and his brothers, I thought he was nuts.
It didn't.
I thought he was insane for even putting that out there.
It's true.
Jim Rutherford he's not running this team either next year, by the way. I'm just saying it right now.
Speaking
disaster.
Did you hear JT Miller in New York last night?
No, what'd he say?
Huh? So he called out the fans for booing him. Because they asked him about the hard side, because I think they went down 4-0. And then he asked him, he's like, well, momentum shifted in the second period. We had a great start, drew a penalty. Then all of a sudden they're booing again. And it's hard. It's a roller coaster of emotion sometimes. It's kind of demoralizing when you do all the right things. They were losing.
They were down 4-0 to Columbus.
I know. And they came back, but still.
Do you know?
You're calling out the fans? Really,
Do
JT?
you have any idea how much you're hated if you're an American who just won a gold medal in New York and you get booed? They hate his guts there too. I'm not saying Miller's a saint. I'm just saying if I'm around that with Pettersson and that's the vibe, no.
All of a sudden it's 3-0 and they're booing. Really?
That was a wild game.
It was a wild game.
Rangers tied it up at 4 and Columbus won.
And it seems like they inspired you by their booing, which fans have the right to do. Stop calling out fans. Anyway.
Sonyan writes, sorry if I got that wrong. Rutherford needs to go. Rebe, Elias Pettersson is going to be a hard sell. Yeah, I'm not saying he isn't. It's a valid point.
I think a team will take a chance on him.
Not at full price, though. The Canucks are going to have to eat money. I don't know what the retention situation is like with the Canucks here. Let me just quickly look. Because, again, you can only, in the NHL right now, the rule is you can only retain on 3 players.
Right.
Because teams like Arizona back in the day were retaining on like 30, it seemed. Oh, my God. They're still retaining on Ekman Larson.
Are they actually? Wow.
Oh, my God. They're still retaining on Ekman Larson? That was the Florida trade? What am I? Oh, no, sorry. That's the buyout.
Oh,
sorry. That makes no sense. Ilya Mikheyev, they're retaining on.
Oh.
$700,000 this year, and then they're done with Mikheyev. So they have a lot of room. Sorry about the Ekman Larson. That made no sense.
No.
They're retaining on Mikheyev, and then they're free to retain on a couple more guys this trade deadline for sure. They might have to. Any other hockey notes before we move on? That's a lot of hockey.
We hit a lot, dude. It's an hour 35. Like, come on. And all Canadian markets, which again is blowing my mind.
You want some good news? Max Scherzer says he might be ready for opening day with the Toronto Blue Jays. Max Scherzer. For the listening audience, we have a tweet. Azzo has thrown up a tweet from the Jays. Azzo, read us the tweet. What does it say?
Max Scherzer, quote from him, "This is where I wanted to be. We love Toronto and loved being around this team." Because he showed up at camp yesterday, right?
Showed up at camp. He's already throwing sides and bullpens. Ready. He thinks he's going to pitch this weekend in Dunedin, and he says he's ready to go.
Saturday, right? Maybe?
Yeah.
Yep.
Now, again, I don't know how I feel about the fact that Scherzer at 41 says he's ready for opening day, and you Savage won't be. I don't know how I feel about that. I think it's kind of weird.
No, it's not.
I think it's pretty weird.
It's not.
Yes.
No.
It's weird.
No.
It's a little weird.
No.
Weird.
He knows what he has to do to get his body ready. He's been doing it. He said this, I think, to Blair and Barker, that like by January 1st, he has to be here. By February 1st, he has to be here. March, like he knows. He doesn't need to be. Does it look like the team tells Max when to ramp up and how to ramp up?
No one tells Max anything.
Exactly. Max does
That's
his own
the reality.
100%.
No one tells Max
so it makes
a
sense.
thing.
He was always ready. I think he always wanted it. We didn't talk about this. AJ Przinsky on the Foul Territory podcast was saying he was golfing with Max in the summer, and Max couldn't stop talking about Toronto and wanting to be here again. I think he held out. It was just dotting the I's and crossing the T's to get back here. And he always knew, and he was keeping himself ramped up, ready to go. That's how much he wanted to be here.
I don't think it's a shock to anyone that those guys genuinely enjoyed each other's company by the end of that year. Like, I think you needed a crowbar to get Bassett and Scherzer away from each other. Like, there was some good friendships in that dugout.
100%.
And that's what, for some reason, Toronto sports fans love that more than most things. Like, they want to see teams actually kind of want to be around each other, unlike this entire Leafs team.
True.
It's a complete opposite vibe.
You know what I love? When the starting pitcher walks out and the other 4 walk around him. Did you see that shot from spring training where
are they still doing it?
Oh yeah. Dylan Cease was throwing and the other 4 starters just around him, like just talking.
It's kind of badass.
Amazing. It's badass.
It's kind of badass.
I love it.
You go up against one, you go up against all of us.
Right? That's what you talked about yesterday. That's what Toronto's
Let's
about.
Let's go.
Man.
You know what? The Leafs are so bad. I've never been more ready for a J season.
Lon was talking to Cowan on the bench yesterday.
Yes,
come on.
They have basic communication. Congratulations. Give Lawton 8 years.
Because
he talks to Easton Cowan.
Maybe
Give
he doesn't
Lawton
know how to
8
use the
years.
iPad.
Yes.
Maybe he doesn't know how to use the iPad.
He doesn't have the code. He doesn't know the code's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He doesn't know. So Scherzer says he's ready. And the other thing, the more important thing with Scherzer is that he says the thumb feels fine. I'm just saying, going into last season, everyone was freaking out about the thumb.
That stopped being an issue, though, after when he came back.
It stopped when he got off the private jet.
Yeah.
And he came back from, where'd he go? Carolina? I forget where he went to get a check. But he says, Scherzer says the thumb is number 1, and he's ready to go. At 41, do you think Scherzer can be as good as he was last year? Because in certain moments, he was obviously
I think he'll be
really good.
Better. I'll be honest.
At 41, you think he's going to be better?
Yeah.
Why?
Because he's healthier. And they're not going to use it. They don't have to rely on him as much. Just put him in certain situations.
We don't know how much they're going to have to rely on him. We're not sure. They might have to rely on Cody Pote.
Yeah.
Cody Pote, the 31-year-old, the MVP of the Korean League last season. By the way, Cody Ponce's numbers, worth repeating. 17-1 last year in South Korea, 1.89 ERA. Now, yesterday, He threw, I believe, for the second time this spring. So
Correct.
total, he's thrown 3 innings this spring for the Jays.
Mm-hmm.
Cody Pote has allowed only 1 earned run. And he's the type of guy where it could all kind of change. Because if he steps in, and remember, he has not pitched in the major league since 2021 with the Pirates, and he pitched 15 games last season, and he was 0-6. It wasn't, maybe it was time for a change for Cody Pote. But Cody Pote has done the thing you hope players do when they go over to either Japan or Korea to play baseball, and he excelled. That's all you can ask. Excel. Azzo, where do you slot Ponce in terms of top 5 guys in the rotation right now to start the year? Do you think Ponce is the 5th guy, the 4th guy, or do you have him higher than that?
No, he's 4 or 5 for me. Probably 5.
Because Gausman, Barrios, Cease,
and
I would still put you Savage
Yes.
in that.
Yeah.
So as a 5th, you have Ponce.
Right.
Okay. That works for me.
He's a bit of a wild card. We all hope he does well, and I think he can. Throws hard. Why not?
Because on the outside looking in, that leaves Lauer, that leaves Scherzer.
But Lauer, I think you'll put on, they're pairing him with, who is it this week?
Barrios.
Oh,
by the way, I
get that.
I got that wrong yesterday. Someone in the chat brought up a good point that because I was complaining Barrios threw 4 innings over the weekend.
You were complaining?
Yeah, I was.
Oh,
and guess what? I was right. Who's the guy who swears all the time? Danhausen?
Yeah.
Damn you, Azzo. I'm the Danhausen of sports. Damn you. Barrios throws 4 innings over the weekend. No one else throws more than an inning. And it's different rules for Barrios.
Mm-hmm.
And someone in the chat, I thought it was a good point, said, okay, he's ramping up for Puerto Rico at the WBC. I had forgotten. Jose Barrios, like a lot of the players for Puerto Rico, did not get insurance to pitch in the WBC.
I thought he was going too. I thought he was pitching.
So he's not going. And I just wanted to correct that because I said that yesterday was incorrect. But yeah, Barrios is going. I got the probables here. I believe Barrios is pitching. He's going to pitch in Dunedin Friday against Pittsburgh, and Lauer is going to pick him up maybe 2 or 3 innings in. I don't know.
Which could be what you're looking at in the regular season with Savage and then Lauer, right?
True. Carter in the chat. Varland can start games. I think we'd be seeing that a bit if that was going to happen. You can't just make that happen.
No, you're going to stretch him out if that was the case. And they have starters. I think Varland could be proved to be pretty important at the end.
Mr. Spock, I also hear Sandy Koufax is making a return. That's a rip on Scherzer. That's an old guy rip on Scherzer. For those alone. That's an old guy rip. I think if Cody Ponce gives you 12 wins, I am here for that, man. That makes.
What do you have? I think he had 4 strikeouts, no walks yesterday.
He's looked okay.
Yeah.
He's looked okay.
Throwing hard.
Now, talk to me in May and June when he's made a couple turns through the American League.
Right.
And we'll see how that looks.
Well, another guy who's just coming back to like you said, this is second, maybe last chance at the majors, right?
Yeah, depending on how this goes, it might be his last shot.
Some guys, though, we'll see how that does them, right?
Yeah.
It can be hard. It can be challenging. Guys know that in their mind. And hopefully he's not overthrowing. He's just doing what he could. But
for sure.
I mean, if the starting doesn't work, he could be a fit for the bullpen too.
Danny in the chat. Lauer is the best pitcher on the team.
Whoa.
Wow. Whoa.
Danny.
Why'd you do him like that, Danny? Goodness gracious. Not the best pitcher. I'm a Lauer guy.
Yeah.
Love Eric Lauer. He's not the best pitcher on the Toronto Blue Jays.
CNJ Ray has it right. Varland's our Swiss Army knife. I mean, I think we have a few of those, though.
But not,
right?
but not as a starter.
Right.
Let's be clear about that.
But they did say last year they wanted to try him there, which was crazy.
There was a lot of talk of that.
There was talk of it.
But that's before Dylan Cease showed up. Dylan Cease walks through that door with a K per 9 of 11. And then all of a sudden, everything's a little different.
Love it. He signed so quick. That was amazing.
Oh, that's a fantastic move. Jays fans, you want to get in good graces with Jays fans? Sign early. Right. Don't be Anthony Santander. We're going to talk about Anthony Santander later in the show. Don't be Santander and wait till the end of January.
A lot of talk about Vladdy and the expectations around him. Saw Ken Rosenthal get a question about it on his pod.
What do you say?
Saying just watching how devastated Vladdy was after the World Series and being the last one on the field, how much it stuck with him and what he wants to do this year, and and I think Kevin Pillar said this to Blair and Barker yesterday. Going to the WBC is going to make him ready for the season to start because Vladdy does. He succeeds or he performs better in those high pressure situations. He loves it.
We're forgetting Shane Bieber, by the way.
Yeah. But he's not going to be ready. So that's why I didn't include him.
Ryan in the chat. Once Bieber is back, what happens with the 1 through 5? I think Bieber is always on your periphery because you have to be more careful than you were because something happened. Yeah. Something happened with Bieber and they're not telling us and it scared the hell out of him. And that's why I picked up his option that quick. That's the deal. So I will never put Shane Bieber in my top 5 at any point this season because health-wise you can't.
Yeah, I thought we were talking the start of the season where he's not going to be there.
I mean, just like let's say for the season then. How would you slot Shane Bieber?
See, but you know what's worrying me? There's a lot of talk that they can do what the Dodgers do and like hold some guys out at times.
Right.
Like I don't know if they're there yet. And I really hope they don't get too cute with that kind of stuff.
I'm with you. I don't like the cuteness. I'm not a fan of the cuteness. By the way, Vladdy with the Dominican Republic, I believe Dominican are based out of Miami for the pool stage of the World Baseball Classic, which begins Wednesday night. What's the game? The game Wednesday night is 10 p.m. Eastern, Australia against Chinese Taipei at the Tokyo Dome in Tokyo. What a venue that is. What a venue the Tokyo Dome is. So it all begins Wednesday night. And then Thursday, there's a game at 5 a.m. and then again at 10 a.m. If you're looking for the first like crazy day of action in the World Baseball Classic, it's Friday. Japan play at 5 a.m. in the morning. And then Dominican, Nicaragua, USA, Brazil. Canada, for the record, plays their first WBC game against Colombia at 11 a.m. Eastern in San Juan, Puerto Rico.
Shout out Soroka.
Shout out Josh Naylor, the captain of Team Canada.
There you go.
Josh Naylor recently signed a nice little deal with the Seattle Mariners. Bo Naylor also in the lineup.
Mm-hmm.
I love any Canadian baseball player that steps up in the WBC.
For sure.
Because I still think it's not the most popular thing. And some people kind of hedge their bets on it a little bit. I'm not ripping on Freddie Freeman. He's represented before. But it would be nice to see him there. He's not there. I get it.
Dude,
I love the Nailers.
The Team USA lineup, though, too.
It's pretty good.
It's
pretty like Mark DeRosa sounds like a guy who's surprised at who showed up.
Yeah.
He did not think, because he coached them 3 years ago and it was a bit more of a slog, as you say, in terms of convincing guys to show up.
Yeah.
Now's not that time.
Like the full lineup I saw, it's not their lineup today because today they have an exhibition game and it's a bit different. But the one I saw was like Roman Anthony's hitting 9th.
By the way, sorry, my Vladdy point.
Okay, sorry.
He is a rock star down in Miami, man.
Yeah.
Vladdy he can barely get off the field. People are yelling at him. It's like autograph this, autograph that. This will be a nice little appetizer for what Vladdy's 2026 could look like. I just hope they're all healthy coming back. The Jays have a lot of skin in the game in this tournament. Kirk,
Vladdy's
Okamoto,
Vladdy,
he does.
Knock on wood, yeah.
But when you're playing for your country, sometimes you give it a go when you're not completely
I had to knock on
loose.
Wood. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, for sure.
It happens.
For sure. Especially in the celebration. Like
yes, for sure.
Last time. Did you see the Shohei pep talk to the Japan team before the U.S. the last
How did
game
that
in the
go?
finals? They showed it. It was pretty good. It was very good.
Before the last one.
World, so that championship game.
Sorry, his pep talk to Japan before the game.
Before the championship game against
So there was
the
like
USA.
passion in Shohei's?
No, he was like, I know you guys all grew up watching these guys. You love Mike Trout. You see Mike Trout in the outfield. You see Betts in the outfield. But today's not a day for admiration. Let's go show them who we are. It's pretty bad.
He's a scary person.
I love him.
Shohei's a scary person.
Yeah.
So the World Baseball Classic begins technically Wednesday night at 10 p.m. Eastern.
Mm-hmm.
And then things get interesting very quickly. Canada plays 11 a.m. Eastern Saturday. Mark your calendar on
And I'm starting to get more and more behind what you said at the beat. Like, put some money on Vladdy to be MVP. Like I can't believe how far down he is.
I don't think he will, but I think it's worth a bet.
Worth a show.
Rafa in the chat. Man, Vladdy took a next step during the postseason.
Yep.
Stoked for these next 14 years.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of fans that feel that way.
But again, especially this year, coming off the WBC, they have kind of an easy schedule to start the season. If he gets rolling, he might not stop.
The Jays are going to need it. I don't think Springer's going to have that kind of year again.
It's tough.
I want to respect Springer's injury history and age.
It is a career. It is a contract year for him, though, too.
Oh, you're right. Better year for George Springer.
Let's go.
Better
Did
year.
you hear what he said? He expects to play more in the outfield. He's ready to play more in the outfield. I don't know if I like that.
No, too bad, George.
Yeah.
You don't get the outfield.
2 games, maybe at most
No,
a week?
no,
I say
no,
1.
no.
Yeah, I don't know if I like that. Like, no, stay at DH. We're good now, especially without Santander, who we'll get to in a minute.
We have, where did I just see this? Yusuf in the chat said, don't forget, we're 100 days away till the FIFA World Cup begins. Yes, we are.
Oh, you think this guy forgot that? He comes in every day telling me how many days till the World Cup.
CP24 has changed into the 100 days till the World Cup channel today. I can't believe it is taking over all the Bell outlets. It is, and it's a significant day.
By the way, more construction for the World Cup.
Well, why not?
Why not? They still got to fix it.
Well, they're stopping some.
Yeah.
They're stopping some just for the World Cup. So we're 100 days away from the start of the FIFA World Cup. For those who haven't thought of this top of mind, Thursday, June 11th is when the tournament begins. It will begin with 2 games in Mexico. The host nation, one of the 3 host nations, Mexico, will take on South Africa. And Korea Republic will take on a playoff team, either one of Czechia, Denmark, or Republic of Ireland. Northern Macedonia's in there too, but they're not favored to get through. So that's the Thursday sched. The Friday sched, Canada gets going at BMO Field. Canada will play, I don't know who, probably Italy. We should do a live watch along with Italy's games. Now they're on DAZN, so I don't know how many people are going to bring that up, but those Italy World Cup playoff games at the end of this month are going to be bananas. Bananas. So Canada opens up Friday, June the 12th. At what they call Toronto Stadium, because BMO's not a FIFA sponsor, Toronto Stadium. And then the USA opens up at SoFi Stadium in LA against Paraguay. And then all hell breaks loose with the schedule. This thing is delicious. Now, it's a 48-team tournament. There's going to be some bad matchups. I'm not going to lie to you. It's not all going to be gold, but this is 100 days out. It's a big marker. It's a big moment. How excited are you, Azo, 100 days out for the FIFA World Cup hosted by Canada, the USA, and Mexico, but mostly the USA?
US, yeah. I'm getting there. I'm getting really excited. There's so much this month and so much coming up that I'm slowly building to it. Like this week, I'm excited about the World Baseball Classic. Then there's March Madness. Then there's, I don't know, like there's a lot before that.
Thank God this World Baseball
Classic.
Classic.
There's the start of the J season later this month.
I know.
It's crazy.
Oh, I know.
Raptors playoffs. Like, let's go. Trade deadline.
By the way, were you the one telling me yesterday there was a poll of baseball fans?
Yeah, shoot.
And 90% did not want them to stop mid-season for the World Baseball Classic.
Yeah.
Like it was some obscene number. They didn't want to see a break in the season for the WBC.
Yeah.
Where it could be like so much better.
That's true.
And I completely like, what's the rationale between not wanting a break? Why? So you can watch some ridiculous home run derby again?
I know.
Like what are you missing?
Yeah.
What's the deal? I don't know.
So it was 86% that said no. Should MLB adopt an in-season tournament like the Olympics did or like, the World Baseball Classic? And 86% people voted no. 7% said yes and 7% had no opinion.
That's idiotic.
I know.
You would like that break, right?
I would love
that break.
And I think the WBC is like a league event, isn't it?
Kinda, yeah.
So why wouldn't you take a break? Give your guys a break. Like it's a long season. I guess it would push them.
If MLB is going to back it, then do it.
I think they'd have to do a shorter season. Like take a few games
maybe.
off. Like maybe 10 games off the schedule, 5 at home, 5 on the road, or whatever.
Potentially.
6. Like I think that's why they wouldn't want. But I'd totally be down for that.
Harley in the chat. Going back to soccer for a moment. Harley in the chat writes World Cup winner prediction.
Ooh. Is it too early for that?
No, I'll go down that road
because
there was some news on this front yesterday. Actually, thank you for the question, Harley, in the chat. So as far as I'm concerned, I see 3 teams that can win this.
Okay, wow.
There's a tier below them, but there's the top tier 3 teams. Argentina's 1. Argentina's fan base in the States is going to be obscene, like obscene. That Copa America was like a tip of the iceberg of what you're going to see from the Argentinian supporters. It's going to be nuts. So Argentina's one of the favorites, obviously. I think Spain is right there.
Really?
Lamine Yamal is an insane player, and the depth is growing around him. If Pedri can stay healthy, they can win the tournament. Actually, he didn't stay healthy in the Euros, and they won the tournament. So Spain, I think Spain are that good. And the other one is France. Now, France, as you might remember, were in the World Cup final 4 years ago against Argentina. It was a 3-3 game after 120 minutes, and then they went to penalties. It was one of the greatest finals in the history of the tournament. The player who scored all 3 of those goals in extra time and regulation, plus the shootout, in 4 goals total, was Kylian Mbapp. Kylian Mbapp of Real Madrid, one of the best players in the world.
I was going to say, yeah.
So France have a problem here because Mbappe's knee is bothering him and it's not letting up. And he's missed a little bit of time at Real Madrid, and he may have to miss the Manchester City round of 16 Champions League tie coming up. And there was talk of Kylian Mbappe having to go back to France to get the knee looked at because it wasn't right. So yesterday, through a statement from Real Madrid, which I find interesting, they said Mbappe's been diagnosed with a left knee sprain, will not have surgery at this time. He's 27. He's been struggling with it. The World Cup, as we know, thank you CP24, 100 days away. So this Mbappe thing, if you're missing league games, because Real Madrid and Barca are like, they're in a fight. Real Madrid lost yesterday to Getafe, so they're 4 points back. Like, Mbappe's missing games that are kind of important here.
Yep, which is telling.
Which means he's nervous. Kylian Mbappe does not want to miss this World Cup. France don't want him to miss this World Cup. Real Madrid want him to play now. So there's a bit of a tug of war going on as to precaution and immediacy. So what I'm saying is I've had France in that tier the entire time. France, for the last 15 years of my life, probably are favorite for any tournament they enter in. And Mbappe's that good. If Mbappe comes in hobbled, if Mbappe comes in not 100%, there's no way France are a favorite to win this. France are deep. They need a guy. And Dembele, I don't think is the guy. And Marcus Thuram of Inter Milan, I don't think is the guy. PSG have some good players in Doué and Barcola, but Mbappe's better than all of them. All of them. They need Mbappe. So the headline yesterday, Mbappe doesn't need surgery. Good for France and Mbappe. I don't like what he's missing right now. These are important games. I'm a little worried about France. So if this continues, if this gets closer to the tournament, I don't know about France.
Wow. That's big.
The Show X asks, England has no chance, Sid? They're in that second tier. I have them there with like Portugal and Netherlands, and just for tradition's sake, throw Brazil in there.
Yeah, I was going to say, you got a question. Brazil any good? I don't
think
follow
so.
soccer.
And you know what? Throw Croatia in there because Croatia know what they're doing in these tournaments. Oh, they have for since France 98. So that's kind of my second tier. But France need Mbappe.
Oh, without a doubt.
There's no Allez le Rouge or Allez le Bleu
without him.
Yep. Le Rouge is us. Le Bleu is France.
The other question we're getting a lot of, does Canada make it out of his group? Assuming Italy's in the group and injuries aside. Jay Carl wrote in twice asking you.
If Italy's in the group, it's going to be very difficult for Canada. Because Switzerland know what they're doing. The other reason it might be, last note, thank you for bringing that up. The other reason for Canada I'm a little worried is not just the injuries they're dealing with Alphonso Davies and some others, not just the fact that Jonathan David's not having a good season at Juventus, but last time I checked, goalkeeping is kind of important in soccer. And there was a game in MLS on Sunday between Inter Miami and Orlando City, which featured 2 Canadian goalies in goal. And not just 2 Canadian goalies, the 1 and 2 for our national team. The issue is I don't think Jesse Marsh knows which one is 1 and which one is 2. So Dane St. Clair started for Inter Miami and Max Crepeau for Orlando City. There has been a 2.5-year, 3-year discussion about Crepeau and St. Clair about who starts the first game June 12th at BMO Field. I've watched them both a lot. I watched that game, large sections of it Sunday. I thought they were both average to below average. And I'm a little worried about the keeping, on top of the injuries, on top of the form of some of our best players for Canada. Now, we got a long way to go between now and June 12th. But I'm a little concerned we don't have any separation goaltending-wise for our men's national soccer team 100 days out of the World Cup. I don't think Marsh knows. I don't think Jesse Marsh knows who the guy is. If you put Italy and Canada's group on top of that, mamma mia. I don't know. I don't know where they go. But I don't want to do this completely because I want to be positive about Canada. It's a hell of a moment for us. Hell of a moment for that team. Marsh has done a good job. I think he's put himself front and center a bit too much for my liking on a couple of fronts, but whatever. I think they know what they want to try and accomplish here. They know what their gut is. Will their gut be healthy? No idea. Will their gut be playing good soccer in the lead up? No idea. But there's some things that Canada soccer has to figure out on the field ahead of that first game, June the 12th. And I hope they do.
I'm glad you said that because I was curious about the goaltending too because I always thought it was Crépeau and then all of a sudden St. Clair starting.
Personally, I would start.
I didn't get
I
where
would
that
start
changed.
Crépeau. I would start Crépeau because I think at some point, if Canada's never gotten through the group stage of this tournament, let's be positive and say they do. I've seen St. Clair enough in shootouts. I'm not happy with the kid in a shootout.
Okay.
I'd rather have Crépeau.
I just didn't know where it flipped because I
Personally.
thought it was
But
Crépeau the whole time.
That's just me.
Anyway.
That's just me. I think we went 2 hours.
We did. We're over. We're getting very close to being over.
All right. Any last words?
No.
All right,
I
Azza.
think we've done enough. We've done our share for today.
Appreciate you, brother.
There's people wanting, We'll get to more chat tomorrow.
Wait till a lot of chat tomorrow.
Yeah.
And shout out to McDonald's for hopping on.
Yeah.
That was fun.
100%. That's awesome.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Loving it. Yep.
Apologies. We're going to talk about Anthony Santander, but we ran out of time. Enjoy the rest of your day. Let's see what tomorrow brings. You've been watching and listening to the Sid Seixeiro Show, powered by Sick Media. I'm Sid. Take care.
And that's a wrap. Hope you don't miss us too much until next time. Follow the Sid Seixeiro Show on YouTube, X, Instagram, Facebook, and wherever you get your podcasts.